Okay. Um, so first, just to introduce the Life Design Lab, our vision is that all Johns Hopkins graduates can pursue their life purpose, regardless of their majors, backgrounds, or social capital. And our mission is to cultivate the mindsets and skills to pursue lifelong personal and professional development for Hopkins students and alumni through education, access to opportunities, and experiences that lever a powerful network of alumni, employers, faculty, parents, and the greater Baltimore community. We are more than just a career center. We help students explore, experiment, and develop experiences over their time at Hopkins to identify and pursue their ideal postgraduate opportunities. So some kind of examples of how we do that are we have people articulate their work views and life views. Your work view is kind of your philosophy on what makes work important in general, what makes it worth doing, while your life view is kind of your general philosophy on what makes life important to you, and those things kind of impact how you structure your life, which is more than just your career, but obviously your career is a really important part of that. And so another thing that we do, and that I got to do this last summer when I participated in the Life Design Summer Institute, is we do a Designing 3 Lives activity, where we basically kind of flesh out, not to like the greatest detail, but like in pretty good detail, just kind of thinking about the different aspects of it, what it is you say you want to do, like what your current plan is, what you would do if you didn't need to do that current plan for whatever reason that you are thinking about doing it right now, and what you would do if money like wasn't a consideration at all. So that's kind of like your life where you could literally do anything you want. And that those are really helpful because for me, at least, my second option was at the time I was thinking I was an environmental studies student. I was thinking about going into like environmental consulting or something like that. But my second life was becoming a psychotherapist because I thought that just like thinking about how other people think and trying to help people in a way that involves conversation and listening, it was like really, really interesting to me. And that's kind of what I ended up shifting to. So that's just an example of how these exercises can be helpful. And then we also hold networking events to help people have conversations with people and actually learn more about what the different careers that they might be interested in might actually look like in the real life, in the real world. So the main ways that people can engage with the Life Design Lab are they can drop into office hours that we hold Monday through Friday through I think 9 to 4, and you could have the opportunity to meet with a life design educator, which there's one for kind of every not every major, but every general area of study. And then there's also peer educators like myself. I'm a sophomore undergrad who don't have quite as much specific knowledge, but can still help you with writing your resume, looking over your personal statement, and connecting you with a life design educator who can help you with more specifics about your industry. And then we also have a number of initiatives that we hold throughout the year. So Future Fest is like a really big initiative we hold towards the beginning of the year, where there's just like a ton of components of that. We also have the DEI Collective, which was not terribly long ago, if I recall correctly, and that we have a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities, networking events for students who fall within the DEI category. And then we also have intercession courses where you can work with life design peer educators, learn about the life design process, and focus on shaping your life or focus on your individual life design. And then we also have hiring events. I recently worked on planning one of those with Jess Harley, another one of our life design educators. And those are opportunities where you can actually go and meet employers, and then also there will be a lot of jobs posted on Handshake that you can apply to if any of them are interesting to you. and the kind of priority goes to Hopkins students in those cases. Some have specific groups within Hopkins students, like fly students. And then we also hold we also offer scholarships. Like this summer, we're offering a lot of scholarships for students to pursue internships and research opportunities that might not be funded. So yeah, those are a few of the different ways that you can engage. And then, I'm sorry, Yasir, do you want me to go through each of these resources?
Yes, that will be awesome, London, if you don't mind.
Okay, perfect. Should I move on from that now, or will you do that right now?
It's up to you. Maybe you can wait for the end after talking about other slides, or just like really go for it now. It's up to you.
Okay. Do you guys mind going through them now?
Let's do it. I believe it's very important for our students. So any of the resources here. So I believe that it's important for you to show them and then have to navigate and have to activate and join maybe some of these resources. Yeah, thank you for doing this, London.
Wait, I'm sorry, Yasir, would you like me to demo the resources?
I mean, if you think that you have enough time, I believe it's a good idea. You are on mute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait, could you guys hear me for the last few minutes?
No, you were on mute, so we couldn't.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry about that. Let me share my screen again. Can you guys hear me and see this slides now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to open Handshake. Okay. I don't know if it will open on the view that I have it on right now. But essentially, Handshake is a platform where you can search for jobs. It's kind of the main resource that broad general resource that we point students to other than LinkedIn. And then also for specific hiring events and the DI Collective, that's where jobs will be posted. So definitely check that out if you haven't. I feel like most students have. And then OneHop is a site that I use a lot for contacting alumni for events, but that's really helpful. And just if you want to try to connect with an alumni, most of the alumni on OneHop have indicated that they like to connect with students and are available to do that. And most of them are really nice and responsive. So that's a good resource. VMock is a place where you can, it's an AI tool that you can run your resume through, and it'll provide you with a lot of good feedback on that. And it also has like resume templates that you can use that are really make the formatting really easy. And then Forger One is a site that has postings of research opportunities that you can look at and see who's looking to take on people. So that's a really great way to find research. Okay, and then I think oftentimes people think about networking as like this scary thing. Definitely was for me, like when I came in as a freshman, but it's really just like asking for directions. All the people who, as you guys I'm sure already know, like all the people who are very successful, who you see yeah, just out succeeding in the world, or they were once in your position and they're also still figuring out what is the best way to get to where they want to go. Um, so um, and oftentimes they're really, really happy to help you. So some good reasons to network are that, um, according to LinkedIn, it means 85% of jobs are filled through networking. So it really is like just knowing someone is maybe like more helpful than anything you could have on your resume. Um, Networking can help your application get noticed. Um, yeah, it can definitely introduce you to new career fields. I find that it's kind of hard just using like Google to find out what really interesting, or like to find new um, fields and really get an understanding of what they're actually like and why you would or wouldn't be interested in them. Whereas I've had some networking conversations that have helped me with that a lot. Um, hmm, Networking can expand your list of professional contacts that can help you throughout your career, not just the initial job hunt. I think that's pretty obvious. And networking can be fun. Yeah, a lot of the events we hold, I'm just always amazed at how just nice and also just how normal people the alum that we have are. Um, and oftentimes it's just a really enjoyable time. I think other people sometimes find as well. Um, so here we have some steps for networking. Beforehand, you just identify someone to network with, research that person, prepare questions. That's a part that I've had to learn this year, is like always do your background research, always prepare questions, and then you can ask for a meeting, like an informational interview, and you're basically just asking them questions. And like it says, being yourself. It's also good to practice an elevator pitch to kind of just give them a little bit about you so that they can understand where you're coming from. And then afterwards is something I probably should be doing more, is sending a follow-up email within 24 hours, just to really kind of strengthen that connection even further, and reach out periodically if the conversation went well, keep on developing a relationship that could really help you later. Mm. In the before stage, yeah, you can use OneHop and LinkedIn, um, just really trying to get an actual feel for what the person's background is, why they're doing what they're doing, what kind of their journey is, what their elevator pitches that they have online, and um, creating questions that you're genuinely curious about. I think that authentic curiosity comes across a lot, comes across really thoroughly. Um, And then, yeah, like I said, just ask for an email, introduce yourself, uh, explain how you got their contact information, why you're reaching out, specifics on what you want, and provide the opportunity for them to decline if they would rather not or are busy or something like that. This is an example. This is a sample email. Um, you can see they've done these things. It's pretty simple, but yeah, you can like obviously kind of use the same template and change what you need to, and kind of send a lot of these and see who you can connect with. Mm. And then if you don't already have a OneHop mentoring account, this is how you do it. Just go to onehop.jhu.edu, identify someone that you'd like to connect with, and you can use, there's all these filters at the top in a search bar that you can use to filter by location or industry or under keywords if you want to looking for someone doing a specific job. And then you just create a message to them and send it. They can respond within 1 hour. And then make sure you practice your elevator pitch, keep it concise, answer the question who you are, what you do, what you want to do, And then make sure those questions you have prepared are engaging and that they're coming from a genuine place. So the questions came about industry trends, insights into how they got the career, assignments on what they're currently working on, resources they recommend you looking into, and advice for someone interested in their field. Create conversation with them and just be yourself. And then also during the informational interview, you can ask about their career path, what their day is like, what their job entails, if and how they use their graduate training, what they find enjoyable / challenging about their job. You can ask about their current company, what they're looking for, how one learns about jobs, what sort of opportunities are typically available, what the company culture is like, whether they hire international students, really anything that you're interested in. I don't think there's really many bad questions. And then also, yeah, advice on your job search. Are there other companies / industries they recommend you look at? Are there other skills you should highlight in your materials? How would they suggest you connect? That makes a lot of sense to me because I feel like oftentimes employers themselves are the people who can give you the best idea of what you need, of what you should be focusing on. Like sometimes people come in and ask for advice on their resume or on just what they should be focused on for a particular career. And oftentimes it's hard for me to say. And sometimes I often just think that the best thing for them to do would be, and usually I tell them the best thing for them to do would be to reach out to people who are actually hiring and ask what it is that they're looking for. Okay. Oh, wait, I realized I was supposed to have you guys do this activity. So I don't know how many of you guys noticed that or did that, but if you want, you can go to onehop.jhu.edu and create a mentoring account and go ahead and craft a message to an alumni. And I'll give you like, or maybe could you yeah, could you raise your hand if you have not already created a OneHop account? And if there's enough people, then I'll allocate a few minutes to do that. But I don't want to do it if everyone's already done it. Okay. Okay, we have at least a couple people, so I'll give 5 minutes to or I'll give until 2:32. Yeah, 2:33. It's 2:28 right now, so I'll give 5 minutes for you all to go and do that. I wish I had some music to put on or something. I didn't.
London, just
Mhm.
in case for individuals in the call, maybe they never used the OneHop before. So if you don't mind, could you please perhaps, get your own OneHop and just like really show them how to activate if they haven't, or create the account, and then how they can, define like however you're using for your own personal, the or professional approach, just like showcase us if you don't mind. Is because we have enough time. I believe that will be very helpful.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna share my OneHop screen. All right, it's my computer staying on. This here, or could someone put a thumbs up if they can see my one
Yes.
page?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you for doing this.
What did you say, sorry?
Yes, we can see it. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I'm already logged into mine. I think it should be pretty self-explanatory to create an account, but if anybody has issues with that, if you could just put it in the chat, so that I can address it. Oh, that would be great. Also, I see we have a question in the chat. I'm sorry about that. Hello, I have a few related questions. What is the benefit of linking OneHop and LinkedIn account? How does that look like? Does the student have access? Okay, I don't know the answer to that. I haven't linked my OneHop and LinkedIn account. I wasn't aware that you could do that. Yes, you're.
Yeah, so I have opinion for the one part of the question, but not the whole. What is the benefit of the linking OneHub and LinkedIn account? I mean, just a logical. I mean, the response on my end will be so the people can just like go ahead and then see who you are. Not just like your account on OneHub, which is very limited, but the LinkedIn is who you are, like more holistic way and more comprehensive. That's just my 2 cents there. But again, I believe that must be the benefit. So does a student have access to OneHub? The reason that the London today is generous enough to share with you what he's sharing is because as a student, what he sees on OneHub will be a little bit different than I see, is because I create an admin account and alumni, right? So after you graduate, you're gonna be using your alum OneHub account, not the student account. So your question, yes, you're gonna be able to access OneHub, but not as a student, but as an alum. Hopefully that makes sense. And then that account is different, I guess, is because that email has the alumni or alum in that the edu part. Hope that makes sense. But regardless, just I can tell you that every single one of you, if you are a student, if you graduated already, is because there are like some other, not everyone is a student in the calls. You need to be on this platform. OneHub is amazing. Hope that makes sense.
Okay. So as you can see, on OneHop right now, what I typically will do is go to industries. I'll go to so I'm interested in clinical psych. So I usually go healthcare and medicine, nonprofit and NGOs, because sometimes like social workers work for NGOs, and then academia and research, because some clinical psychologists also teach or do research. And then yeah, you can look at help topics as well and see like what they're willing to help with. So for me, I would probably say grad or professional school and general advice networking. I mean, a lot of these would apply, but those would be good filters. And then I could even go in and just search. This is pretty self-explanatory. So sorry, going through something that you don't need to go through, but clinical psychology, or oh, okay. And yeah, I got like a good few matches. This one is child clinical psychologist. She's in Maryland. So anyway, and then if I wanted to reach out to her, I would just click message, and I guess, yeah, they have templates that you can use as well. And then you can message them on here and then they will respond or hopefully um, they'll, at least some of the people that you message will respond. In the past, the response rate that I've gotten when I've one-hopped a bunch of people for events has been like maybe 3 out of 10. Though I don't know if that's representative, but anyway, I would definitely reach out to a few people. Um, and then, okay. If anyone has any more questions about that, about one hop, feel free to drop it in the chat. For now, I'll go back to my slides. Wait, sorry. Okay. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Sorry about the technical difficulties. You see here, I'm hitting resume share and it's not, doesn't seem to be resuming my share. You know,
Yeah, it's coming up. I believe that your bandwidth is like really your connection is slow or your network is slow. That's why right now it's yeah, we see the black, but it's coming up.
okay. Also, Taiba asked in the chat, if you log into your JH account, how do you add your LinkedIn profile at one hop? Yasir, can you answer that one? I haven't done that for myself.
I have no idea, but what I'm doing, I was working on sending that one hop mentoring team. So any questions that you all may have regarding that, you can visit one hop, the website, hire Hopkins Connect, and then just like really ask the team about it. Okay, someone already know. It seems like you can, as you make one hop account. When you're creating an account, it seems like it's letting you to edit Taiba.
Okay. Yasir, can you guys see my slides now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, and then for our second activity, if you guys would like, feel free to work on one or a few questions that you would like to ask an alumni in an informational interview. So if you guys did find an alumni on one hop, then you could tailor that to them, or you could just kind of think about it more generally. Yeah. And so I'll give you guys until 2:43 to do that. And then if you have any that you'd like to share, or you just have questions about what kind of questions you would like to ask, or you have questions about a question idea that you have, then feel free to ask it or put it in the chat. Or if you have any questions about the presentation in general. Sorry, I kind of rushed through the beginning there. Yeah. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions about any of the resources I mentioned or any part of this process, please drop them in the chat. I'm not sure if I explained them the most thoroughly, so please ask any questions if you have any.
I will just add, the one, I believe the quick note here. This is just like really the activity. That's why we say develop 3 questions, right? As part of the presentation. To my experience, I've been, helping students for a while for this kind of curiosity conversations or information interviews. What I've been hearing from both sides, the students, but also the mentors or alumni of the students reached out. After like really the 5-10 minutes, let's say that let's say London is, asking me, hey, Yasir, do you have, the 20-30 minutes for a quick chat? I have a question about XYZ. And I'm like, okay, so we have that 30 minutes, but London actually just developed 3 questions in advance, right? These are like the best questions ever and open-ended and everything. Given that, he never met with me, if that is the case, maybe I'm like someone like speaks so fast. And then even though the questions are open-ended and amazing, I like really answer the questions in 2 minutes, right? And then 2 minutes, 3 questions, the 6 minutes. Let's say follow-ups, there are like some other, wow, that's great, and that kind of thing, like the feedback, the debriefing, whatever. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So the thing is, after 10, 15 minutes, if there is awkward silence, which again, I heard that so many times from both sides, that is like really not helping you as a student or maybe future employee of this person, future team member of this person that you're having the information interview with. That's gonna be not cool. So what I'm trying to say, I always encourage my students to like really develop 7 to 10 amazing questions, 7 to 10. Then prioritize them with the top 5, but the still having, the other extra 2 or the 3 questions, whatever. So not just like the 3. So don't think that you need to develop just 3 questions. This is just for the sake of these, the particular activity. Hope that makes sense. You need to develop again at least 7 to 10, then prioritize the top 5, then go to your informational interview. Otherwise, again, after 10, 15 minutes, you might be the person that having that awkward silence, and that's not good. Hope that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, does anyone, or if anyone does have a question that they'd like to share, or question that they have a question about, feel free to drop it in the chat. And also, I just wanted to say, it's interesting, or that what you just said makes a lot of sense to me, Yasir, because I write for the newsletter, and so I interview a lot of people for that. And one of the biggest things that I've learned this year is like I often used to only prepare like 3 or 4 questions, and then often I would just be sitting there like feeling like I wish I had something more to ask. And so now I just prepare like more questions than I think I'll need, and usually goes a lot better. So maybe the same principle applies to multiple types of interviews. But anyway, and then to reiterate or go into a little more detail about the follow-up, yeah, sending them the follow-up email within 24 hours of the conversation, and just to thank them for their time and make sure they know that you really appreciate it, and note on a takeaway from your conversation so that they know that you were really listening and that their effort actually helped you. And then, as we said, continue to reach out periodically to develop that relationship if you feel like the conversation went well. Okay, Kripa asked, what tip or tips would you give someone who's looking towards shifting from academic to industrial research? Yasir, do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, since really we're talking about the One Hub, LinkedIn, and networking information interviews, the Kripa, what I can really tell you now, top of my the mind, it will be identifying the people, if you can, they did that shift, and then really asking them, how did you do it? What were some challenges that you faced? What did you do to make that shift as soon as possible on your end? So again, couple of questions, identifying those people, and then ask them if they have 10, 15 minutes for you so you can ask them. It's because what you're asking is pretty specific, and I don't want to do just really very cliche, networking. But at the end of the day, that's really the case, is because I never really shift from academic to industrial research. And I'm not a researcher, even though I have my PhD and such. In London as well, I don't think that he ever, the shifted from the academic to industrial research, if that makes sense. So Kripa, you have to find that the people have had the experience. But go ahead, London.
Sorry, Kripa, was that a question you would ask to an employer in an informational interview that you were sharing?
That could be right.
Case. Okay, sorry about that. I should.
I was like that. Yeah, I was like that is a really difficult question. So Kripa, okay, yeah, I got it. No, that's an amazing question. Yeah, that's exactly the question we will suggest to ask to those people in the informational interview. Awesome. You got me though. You got me.
Okay. Yasir, is there anything else? That's all that I have.
No, this was very informative. Thanks so much for your time, London. I believe we can open up the stage for questions, perhaps. So it's 2:48. Next session starting at 3 p.m. Transferable skills, amazing speaker, subject matter expert, and I believe the topic of transferable skills is super duper important, but most of the time is overlooked or underestimated. The power of that transferable skills. Please join that session as well. We're gonna be leaving this room and joining there. But now, maybe next 5-7 minutes, we can have some questions. For London, specifically, not to me, but to London, any questions? As again, he's a student here at JHU.
And it's totally all right if you don't have any, but just to kind of, I don't know if this information was shared with you all in any capacity, but I'd just to give you maybe a synopsis of me so that you can know what I could talk about. I'm sophomore psych major, minoring in Spanish and environmental studies. I write for the newsletter, tutor with the tutorial project. I work for the Life Design Lab, and I'm a listener for A Place to Talk, or I'm in training for that right now. Let's see. Do you have any suggestions for finding an employment at JHU? I attempted to submit an application to the official JHU website. Oh, is that Smile? Is Smile the website? Oh no. Okay. Oh. I'm not sure JHU official site. What kind of position were you applying for? I mean, research. Were you applying for oh wait, are you like a full-time position at JHU? Or like student employment? You're a student right now. So is it a student employment position?
Sorry, can I like just talk?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry.
So I'm currently like graduate research assistant as a part-time job. I'm also a student, but I'm trying to find a full-time position after graduation. So I tried to apply on the GHU official site, but no one replies to me. I think it's reasonable, but I just want to ask if like there's some other sources for students to apply for a GHU job, like convenient for us as a student.
You're saying you're looking for a job that would be convenient for you as a
Yeah,
student?
yes, because I'm a Johns Hopkins student. I don't know if like there's some sources I can just apply directly to Johns Hopkins compared with other people who are applying for that job.
Oh.
Oh, is it, okay.
What were you saying? Is it? Were you saying something else? Sorry.
Well, sorry. So I need to apply for it through Smile, not other like LinkedIn or any other like website.
Well, I know Smile is for student employment positions, but
Including
you,
the one which is full-time, right?
I
Never used that before. I have no idea.
okay.
So when you say full-time, I'm sorry, London, when you say full-time, what exactly you mean? Is because if you're talking about on-campus employment, that's not full-time, right? It's pretty much part-time, and that's the Smile. But if you're talking about full-time outside of the JHU, that's not the Smile. That will be Handshake, or there are like a million other resources that you can use: LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, JobMaster, and more. Is that helpful?
Oh, so if I need to apply for the full-time job after graduation, like in GHU, because I know GHU have lots of like employment. So I need to apply through Handshake or LinkedIn, not Smile.
Okay, so you're talking about the full-time employment
Yeah.
after graduation at JHU, that will be the JHU careers. That's nothing to do with the Smile. Smile is only the part-time, and when you are studying at JHU for just the student roles. But if you're talking about a full-time role, that is the JHU careers or JHU jobs, like one of the other.
Okay, I got it. Thanks.
Yeah, I can look at that like really quickly and then share when we are waiting for other maybe the questions. Okay, I just like shared that link on the chat box if anyone is interested in finding jobs at JHU. These are the full-time. London, are you there? I cannot see you anymore, but okay, maybe we can get one more question. Okay, I'm also trying to find an on-campus job, but it's my first semester, so I can only work part-time. I study, then can I use some? That is a great question. I am not really sure about the DC campus, and then I'm not really sure if there are many opportunities also in DC campus. That's the thing. But yes, if this is student employment, that will be the Smile platform. Molly? Okay. I don't know if, I believe the London just like lost the connection. But okay, thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it. You joined the session in London, even if you're not here. Still, I want to thank to you for sharing your experience and then giving us these amazing tips and then strategies regarding the connecting and the networking with the alumni and professionals.